Okay, good morning and welcome to Iyun HaMishna. Today I want to talk about the first Mishnah in Paraches, Mishnah Aleph. It talks about a number of cases where, let's say for example, a woman, she could eat truma, she's married to a Kohen, but she's a Israeli, she's a Bas Yisrael, she's married to a Kohen. On account of being married to a Kohen, she could eat truma. She doesn't have any kids from the Kohen, so after the Kohen divorced her or died. So once he divorces her or dies, she loses her ability to eat truma. And the same case in Eved Knaini. Eved Knaini is owned by a Kohen, and he finds out his owner died or his owner freed him, right? So retroactively, whenever he freed him or he died, he wasn't allowed to eat truma, right? The same thing if a Kohen finds out he's a chalal, he's ben gush ben chalutza. That case for sure is talking about retroactively, and all these cases are talking about retroactively, right? So it seems to me the Mishnah is not specific. If he ate the truma after, I think if he ate it after he finds out. The woman ate it after she finds that her husband died. That's not longer b'shogeg. It's b'mezid she's eating it, right? She's not allowed to eat truma. She knows she's not allowed to eat truma. The Edom told her. She has to believe what the Edom. So she can't eat retroactively. We're talking from then on. Obviously, we're talking about retroactively, right? They told her a specific date. Your husband died 2 years ago, and she knows she ate a certain amount of truma in the past 2 years. She has to pay back that money. She's someone who eats a Israeli who eats b'shogeg, which in Perek Vav we learn they pay back Karen and Chomesh to a Kohen, Kohen's family. You have to pay back Karen and Chomesh. So that's all these cases are talking about retroactively. Pay back a Karen and Chomesh. So the question is over here is that, why is it? Why is it, do we say, and even Rabbi Shua argues, but Rabbi Shua Potter is only, the Gemara says, only talking about on Erev Pesach, or your Bol, the mitzvah, so your Potter, but normally, according to Elazar, your Pascal to Elazar, you're Chayiv and Karen and Chomesh retroactively. You're Chayiv and Karen and Chomesh retroactively. Why should this be? Right? Why should this be that it doesn't specify when you know, right? You could have said the Mishnah is talking about, like I said, where he died, they say he died 2 years ago, exactly 2 years ago. Or he's Megarish exactly 2 years ago. But it's much from the Mishnah that includes all cases, even where it's a suffix. Right? Even if it's a suffix, we have no idea when the husband died. You have no idea when he freed you. You have to pay back a Karen M'chomish till the point where he left you, the last point where you know he was still alive, or you're still an Evid for him. You have to pay back everything, even if a Makom suffix. So how could you do a Makom suffix? Normally we assume Hamotzi Mechaber Al Raya, right? Truma pay back Karen Chomesh. It's Truma Motzi Mechaber Al Raya. So I like to answer over here that since we're talking about the case of shogeg and eating it, right? It's shogeg. It's not mezid. It's not mikan ve'elach where it's mezid. It's shogeg over here, and I've clarified before that when shogeg, it's not within gneva, it's within mazik, right? Within mazik, and mazik only applies to the value of the truma. When you're mazik truma, when you're going to the actual truma, I mentioned before the truma is shelo of the kohen, b'rshus of Hashem. It's in their shus, the domain of Hashem, but it belongs. The physical truma belongs. It's the property of the kohen. So when you're mazik something, you're mazik the value. You're mazik b'rshus of Hashem. The mazik, the value is in the rishus, right? The value gives you the ability to be mochel on it, to exchange it for something else. Right, to pay a chomesh, that's based on the value of it, right? It's a penalty that because of Hashem, you're a molabo, pay a chomesh, it's like me'ilah. So therefore, since it's based on your mazik, it's on b'shoki, you're a mazik over here. So therefore, the principal owner here is Hashem. Bershus, we're talking about the mazik, the value, it's Bershus Hashem. So then it's no longer a dinei mamanis. If it was the Kohen, a motzi mechal raya, you can't be motzi mon. He can't take money out from you. It's a suffix, 50% suffix. You need 80% proof to get it out. There's no proof over here. You don't know, right, when the person divorced you, when the owner died. We don't know. So, but here where it's talking about Isra v'Heter, when it comes to Hashem, it's not dinei mammon. There's no dinei mammon with Hashem. It's not motzi. Hashem doesn't have to motzi mechal raya. Hashem, even by dinei mammonis, it's relegated like an Isra. Isra v'Heter is ben adam l'makom. It's ben adam you and Hashem. So therefore, it's Isra. So suffix, over the rights of the chumrah, and therefore you have to pay back Karen M'chomish because it's shogeg and it's mazik and Meshus Hashem, so therefore your baldin is not the Kohen, your baldin is Hashem. Baldin is Hashem, so even though dinei mamon Hashem has no motzi mechaver al baraya. When two people, you have to bring a proof. You against Hashem, you don't have to bring a proof. It's suffix mamona, and we treat it like suffix isser, go the chumrah, and you have to pay back the Kohen. Hashem wants you to pay back the Kohen and pay him a chomesh also. That would be the explanation of today's shir. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good Shabbos. See you in the next one.